There are no instructions when it comes to redneck
You
engineering.
could
That's the
have
problem.
just searched up lubricant from starch, and you would have found like 16 different ways to either make it into an explosive
Oh.
or a flammable.
The
Morgan.
problem is nobody ever told me that it becomes glue if you overcook the starch.
How do you think
I was-
glue is
Uh,
made? Do you think they just boil a horse?
I was just thinking, I was like, oh,
Everyone
if all
says
I have
it's
to
from
do
Lord
is cook the
Bones, but
starch, if all I have to do is cook the starch, why don't I just set it on the absolute hottest the stove can go and get this freaking thing moving? And then it's done. I'm like, oh boy. And then, oh no, it's actually just glue.
I
Well, there
swear,
you
you're the
go.
type of person
oh
to
my
say,
god.
okay, if I can cook a cookie at 300 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 minutes, why not 3,000 degrees Fahrenheit at 1 minute?
Well,
I mean, it's the same principle of
No!
evasion.
It does not work like that.
It's not the same principle.
You
No,
just
it-
meant that I got the redneck engineering on
That is
lock.
not chemistry. Chemistry
You want to see?
dictates
You
that
want to
it
see redneck engineering? You have to look at my fucking home lab. That's redneck engineering.
No, that's British engineering. Redneck
I'm not
engineering.
British.
Okay, European engineering.
Yeah.
Isn't the UK in Europe though?
Redneck.
No.
What?
No,
I mean, yeah, technically,
He's from
geography.
Belgium.
Thing I'm mad about is
Ever-
running out of
ever
fresh
heard from
typo in
Brexit?
this castle.
Well, are we
Okay.
talking about the EU or Europe? Because if it's the continent of Europe, then yes,
It's
in
about England.
Because that's what I was saying. If England isn't in Europe, where the heck is it?
It's in
But you know
Europe,
what redneck
but it's not
engineering is?
part
Lucy?
of Europe anymore.
It's
know
not
what
part
redneck
of the
engineering is?
EU. Let's not.
What is it? Did they want to
It's a
become their own
12-gauge
continent?
minigun.
No,
Okay.
the
That's redneck
Um,
engineering.
oh my god, with those bots again for a kick. Hello, mate. How is your streaming journey going?
Oh, you got
I came
bots
across
on.
your channel and it looks very nice, but I can see you have less followers and viewers, which I can help you get over 1,500 followers and start getting 300 views and people interacting in your live streaming. Start enjoying live with people and also get you verified within a month, so you can start earning from your streaming contact on Discord. Use Lover Blue.
Ay.
What?
I'm fucking affiliate on Twitch, motherfucker. If you see this, go fuck yourself.
Hmm.
Well, he can't hear me, but
You're just talking at an AI that's used to just send a simple message.
yeah.
Not
Problem
even
is
an
there
AI,
are
Mbot.
the problem is there are no bots that go against that on Twitch. I have to
Offers you
ban
an
them
imaginary
myself.
goblet of vintage sorrow. Drink up. It pairs
That's the
well
problem.
with purple lighting.
Well,
Okay, let's get the headset up and let's get this party started, shall we?
Yes. Yeah, Fluffy, your head's empty.
What?
Ain't a single processor in that head.
Oh my god.
You only need one if you think about it.
Well, you ain't got a single one, so
Well, it's interpretive.
Really? You think?
Yeah,
so?
it's interpretive. Interpretive brain.
Or none at all.
It's something like that. It's like Schrodinger's brain or something like that.
If something bites
There
me
is
first tonight,
not a
I'm
single
haunting
thing in
your
there.
DMs forever.
Well, you know.
Look, let me listen for crickets. Yeah, nothing.
Ah.
I think Fluffy gonna go to me. Fuck you. Yeah, Cricket. I'm closest to him.
I think there's one now.
You know, crickets often like open areas too. You know,
I still
crickets
need.
often like giant empty areas in order to be there and start mating. So
Ah.
yeah, cricket being in there fits.
Well, come on. I need Twitch
This
open
place needs
because I
more
need
thunder. Or at least some dramatic organ chords.
Or do you not need to see your cells on the big screen, guys? It's up to you.
What do you mean?
You want to see your cells on the big screen or not?
I mean,
Yeah,
aren't
fine.
we showing up?
I mean, the link of the. You see the big screens in front of your faces?
Yes. It's all of them are black for us, at least for me.
Yeah, I know because I didn't push a link in it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sure.
I still need to put a link in it.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's what I'm asking.
Well, I'm down for whatever you're going to do with us.
Maybe it's just your vampire vision acting up again, Ross.
That's why I'm asking you
Everything
guys.
looks
You want to
extra
see
dramatic
yourselves
in
on
this
those
lighting.
screens.
Sure.
Sure.
What I need to know.
Yeah, let's try it. I don't know exactly how that will look, but I'm willing to try it.
I know how
Yep.
that's gonna look. We always do it.
Oh, then what's the
We've always done
issue?
it before.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it again.
Hey, speaking of, y'all know the I'm sorry, completely unrelated.
Hmm.
Do any of you know the bot issue in TF2?
The
Yeah. How's that coming
What?
along?
Yeah, so after the latest ban, there's been some resurgence of bots. But before that, I wanted to talk about the game mode that sprouted up in casual.
Okay.
It's like a random roll of the dice game mode, but basically, if you could join in a server
If you
and the
summon
enemy
something
team
cursed
is
with that
full of
panel,
bots,
at least let me
everyone
pick the
just
background.
switches to engineer
Ad break means time
and just
Yeah.
for
tries to
mortal
spawn camp them.
distractions. Subscribe if you dare support
Ah.
tonight's entertainment.
And the thing is, the bots before did not have the ability to shoot your engineer turrets.
Oh.
So what would happen is someone would set up a mini sentry under the door on Two Fort, so the door could not close, and then everyone else spammed level 3 sentries. And it was a beautiful mess.
Sounds wonderful.
Yep.
All this tech and
You
still
know,
no
you guys
reflection
can
in any
come
of those
stand
black screens.
against the
Classic.
bar, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna glitch through it. Don't worry about it.
Guess I'll go stand over here.
Okay, I'm gonna be.
My bot
We're
is
ready?
my bot is even roasting you. All this tech and still no reflection in any of those black screens. Classic. Yay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. And now our audio
Sips
is
imaginary
running.
blood cocktail modern
Plus,
problems require ancient
where's the rest?
solutions.
Behind me. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am here.
am.
Like I said, come closer against the bar because else I need to turn around.
Okay.
Welcome
I'm
in,
right next to
everyone.
you. Oh, I'm.
Welcome in,
Oh,
everybody.
sorry.
And why is the? It says it's invalid. It's not. So we don't see ourselves. That's fun.
Yeah, whatever. We can just look at the tiny screen in the bottom of the corner.
Invalid.
So, today is a big topic.
Yeah.
But before then, I believe we have a questionnaire that we set out. Did we get any questions or?
Oh. Where are you? There. Floofy, come closer.
What?
Standing this close,
Against the
Ross,
bar.
careful or
He is
people will start
AFK.
rumors about us haunting
There you
the
go.
night together.
No. I watched in front. Before.
What that?
And there are none at all.
Okay, so since no one asked any questions, I guess we will reiterate. If you wish to ask any questions, you can send it to the form found in the link tree or in the chat. I am assuming soon.
Hold on.
There will be a link.
Do I have it? Oops.
You can also probably look in Luna's bio.
have-
You'll probably have it there too.
We're live on YouTube,
And we're live on YouTube too.
and everybody can see it if you're on YouTube. Look in the description. All links are below.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot to post them.
And that'll be all for the first segment, I assume.
I'm a dumbass. I forgot to post them.
That's fine, that's fine.
That Halo's
Guess
not
we have some
fooling
technical
anyone,
difficulties,
Ross.
but
We
until
all
then, I
know
guess
you're
I
up to
will
no
give
good
a
on that
proper
purple
warning.
platform.
So while Luna sorts that out, I will say today's topic is going to cover a lot of things, including but not limited to transphobia, the statistics around it, generalized laws based around it, and the general response to this kind of stuff. So if you don't want to listen to very statistics on how hateful people can be, or
They
how hostile the
already
world
had
is,
already was a warning and intro. Remember?
yeah, I know. But I will say the discretion once again because you are working on fixing some issues and generally. So we do not, as a group,
Yeah, I can get the
hopefully,
link. Well, I can't get the links.
Four souls on
we
trial.
do not,
And
hopefully,
Ross,
as a
playing
group,
Angel. This episode
to
needs more brimstone.
push any kind of hate or any kind of thing that would cause people harm. We do not condone abuse physically or mentally against really anyone, and I just
Nope,
realized I
no.
spelled this shit. God damn it.
No
And
one. No one
hello?
was acknowledged wants that, right?
What's going on?
Okay. Hell's Barn, its hosts and guests do not condone physical or mental abuse against anyone or anything.
Yes.
And all statistics we use within this can be found within the description, which
On
I
YouTube.
hope has been updated now.
Don't forget it.
You're
Strikes
cutting
an
off
ominous
for us,
pose.
at least for me.
Careful
Luna.
with that stare, Ross.
How am I cutting
Killers
out for
have been
you?
known to steal more
Your
than just
mic's
souls.
cutting out a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm cutting out for everyone? What?
For me at least. And I think for
No, it's
Chungus-
not.
No, it's
Then it's your then it's your connection.
maybe. Who knows?
No.
You have a problem. I can't get to it. I can't get to the server for it.
So that'll be all. And I assume the links are up now?
No, because I can't get on the server to get the links.
Well, that
Sorry.
sucks. I guess we will be sending the links within the description whenever we post the final VOD of this.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
if you
Guess
I don't
even
know
mortals
what-
can't escape scuffed mortal
Yes, they get-
technology tonight.
now, let's get on to the main show.
Yay.
So, first of all, before we get into the statistics, has anyone here had any troubles with or seen anyone struggling with dysmorphia, transphobia, etc.
Yeah.
I had a couple of years ago.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on. I've been on hormones and all the stuff, and then a couple of years ago I had to detransition because of medication doing not so good stuff to me, to my body. And because then they see you as a, let me get my hands up first. Because then they
Purple
mostly see
platform in
you
hell.
as a
Finally, somewhere my complexion doesn't look out of place.
lost case. They don't help you anymore to detransition back.
Mhm.
They don't. Yeah, I didn't had a psychologist that talked to me. I didn't have nothing. It was from day one to another day done. They cut me off everything.
Uh,
But I'm still here. Hey.
Yeah.
Hello.
anyone
Yes,
else?
yes, yes. On my end, no. I can speak about maybe the whole mentality of LGBT in Romania,
Studio's
if that
got the right
helps.
lighting for plotting or brooding.
But
Not
Sure.
sure which mood
not
I'm
exactly
supposed to be
specifically
channeling
for
tonight.
trans people, and besides a friend of mine, who I'd rather not speak without her permission. But in regards to LGBT, Eastern Europe in general isn't really all that knowledgeable of it, and most of the time we just refer to the church, at least in Romania. And well, the church can be hit or miss depending on the region of Romania. It's kind of like a decentralized area. Some regions of Romania are more progressive. Some regions of Romania are less progressive, more conservative. Um,
I think it depends. Like,
what I'm
Sips
you
imaginary
know
pop.
how it is in the
Mortals
U.S.
sure know how to complicate existence.
Regarding the U.S., I'd say it's pretty common here. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's still places. Maybe you shouldn't be performative about it. Like Deep South, maybe it's better to keep that to yourself. But I'd say in most places, I'd say it's pretty common now. There are tons of acceptance churches. In fact, where I live, in the state where I live, let me think, there's like 8 acceptance churches I can think of, openly welcoming to gay people. You know what I mean? And I'd say it's really, I don't even think it's that frowned upon where I live. Of course, I've never been outside of my own home state all that often, but where I live, it's really not even that frowned upon from what I notice.
I know.
Hmm.
I noticed that like here it's becoming the last couple of years. It's becoming political agenda about it in politics. And for me, I think politics shouldn't be busy with that. Politics should be busy with looking how people can live their life better and not being bringing gender to it because it has nothing to do with that.
well, what I can say, the besides the recent elections, which didn't really have much to do with the politics of transgenderism or LGBT in general. It was more like some politicians calling each other gays, and basically,
You mean in Romania?
yeah, in Romania.
Oh my god!
There was a candidate of the far right, which basically called the runner-up gay. Eventually he lost, but meh. That's the only.
Centuries pass.
That's the
Mortals
That's
still
the
wrestle over
most
who gets
recent thing
invited
that
into the light.
basically
Some things
dealt
never
with
change.
LGBT. But the most relevant recent ish part of our history was back in 2017. So back then I was in the U.S. On an Erasmus scholarship. Can
Oh, you
talk.
studied in the U.S. I didn't know
Yes.
that. You didn't. No. He almost told me. He tells me everything, but not the things I should know.
To be fair, I think I've discussed it a few times on stream. It's just that maybe you missed it by I don't know.
Yes, because I'm always awake in the mornings and in the afternoons.
Yeah, basically, when I was in the U.S., there was a lot of hullabaloo about modifying our constitution to basically force the whole marriages between a man and a woman.
Erasmus in Kentucky,
Forcing
that's
it, you
one
mean
way to test
just
if your blood runs
not
thicker than
accepting
bourbon.
marriage between man, woman, and woman.
And you know
Gay
what's
marriage.
funny?
Like that.
You know what's funny? The far left was the one who championed the anti-LGBT uh, thing back in 2017.
Really?
Yeah, the Social Democrats, which are the basically the people who came out of the Communist Party. Um, they're they are the far left, the relevant far left. I'm not talking about tankies, which basically don't even have 0.1%. Like, there is a Communist Party, for what it's worth, but last I checked, in 2007 they got 100 votes.
Is the last that the Communist Party was shut to death in 1990?
19.
Mortals really
They-
do love
they-
inventing new ways to draw lines in the sand.
Basically, the Communist Party comes up every now and then, like a meme party at this point. Yes, it's an official Communist Party. In the last election, they were eligible to get votes in. In 2007, they got 100 votes. So basically, only the party members voted for themselves. But
Okay, that's just pathetic.
yes.
If you do that.
And basically, the only relevant people who can be considered communists are the Social Democrats, which meh. As you can see, they're not on the progressive side, because the center and the right were just, do we need to discuss this? It's not like it's an issue. What are you guys doing? Why are we deciding to host a referendum on whether or not we should change our constitution to say that marriage is between a man and a woman? Well,
Yeah.
basically the referendum happened with
100 votes?
with the support of
Immortality
about
sounds easier
80% of
than
the church. As
winning
I said,
hearts
it's
with
not really
manifestos.
a united church. It's more like,
If you look at it, it's always the church that makes a problem of it.
to be fair, the Social Democrats actually invited the church, and not all of the church wanted to get in on it. So, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Church and state should be separate and never invite church to give
Well,
their
tell that to the far left in our country.
their fucking voice on that subject, because they are the problems that they are the ones that same like asking them, did you touch the kids, and they say no.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, that's about as far as the domestic issue of LGBT
All these
comes
debates
up.
and not even a single dramatic
regarding
cake swirl from the
regarding
polling crew.
foreign
Missed
influence,
opportunity.
there is something to be said about the fact that most of our news that comes about LGBT comes from the U.S. And it's usually very how should I say? People only see what the crazies post.
What
Basically,
they want to see, actually. That's more.
I mean, it's
And they only really see the loud minority.
yes, pretty much like every single thing that basically shows up about the on the news in the U.S. that makes the LGBT sound crazy. So in that regard, there is some there.
Foreign
there-
drama imported like cheap wine.
Yeah,
Never quite
people,
tastes
I
right.
get-
people
I-
over here will basically say that do we really want to deal with this
I
stuff?
get-
We
I get one thing that they are making a big fuss up, like every everybody knows Gay Pride Month, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like in the US, it's a month, and they have
Yeah.
different things. We here in Belgium, we do it a month too, but with discounts in stores.
Hmm.
But we only celebrate it 4 days, like 1 week. We celebrate it, and we have the pride at the end of the week, the parade. That's it. For the rest, we just do our stuff. And I have seen videos about it of people coming about, why a month? Why a month? I'm like, I don't know. Like I get it, celebrating in a month. That's
Media
what
loves its
we
circus acts.
content
No wonder
creators do. That
everyone's
I do that.
exhausted before anything
I
real
do.
even
I do
happens.
mostly that. I don't know about you, Luffy. You're a content creator.
Yeah.
Um, do you celebrate it on your channel when you do the videos and stuff?
Let me think. I think there was. I think I celebrated last year, but it's not really. The thing about Pride Month here is that I live in a blue state. If anything, we would have the Pride Month thingy here, but here it's much more commercialized.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's used as a motive to sell people things and oh guys, we're pro LGBT rights, but don't ask about why we're selling to the Middle East, but you know,
Yeah.
because companies use Pride Month as a smokescreen for good PR and all
Yeah.
that stuff here in America.
And a
I'm
lot.
sure in every other place in the world it's much better. I'm positive.
I don't think so,
But
unfortunately.
More
well, I
positive.
hope so.
Discounts are fake if they give discounts out.
Uh, all I'm-
95. It was 95. Now it was 65. Now it's 95.
yeah,
It was 95. Now it's 65.
What's 65?
65%
Oh, the
reduction.
discount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I do admit,
Yeah.
there is definitely some legitimate Pride Month stuff here. I'm not gonna sell it off to say it's complete, you know, corporate weaponization. Like I'll give an example. My nearby grocery store, they have Pride flags up all the time, all year round.
I
So
don't do it. I only do it with the Pride Month. That's it. I think this year Pride Month still needs to come or it's already gone. I don't know.
I don't think it's past yet. I
I
thought June
don't
was
think-
Pride Month. Let me look it up.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
s-
it's currently Pride Month.
I
No,
mean,
it's not. We are the 31st.
No, it's
May.
on May 31st. Okay, then tomorrow, I guess.
yeah.
But yeah,
Because
the topic of
Amazon-
Pride Month is very strange in the United States because, because the United States is a country that is very steeped in religion, obviously. You have that, and then you have the fact that capitalism tends to take good ideas like Pride Month and just completely ruin them with greed. And then you have the people that actually care about Pride Month, Like my previous employer. They had, like, it wasn't even Pride Month, and they would give away free Pride stuff. Like, I still have t-shirts. My beanie was Pride stuff, and it wasn't even Pride Month. They just do this stuff because they actually care. There are
Yeah.
tons of people and companies in the United States that actually care about Pride, even when it's not Pride Month, because they're not trying to sell you something. They're not trying to sell an agenda. They're not trying to say, "Oh, look how good we are. We're celebrating Pride Month," or all that. But because they actually care
With most of-
about the struggle and the fight for rights. You know what I mean?
yeah, with most of my past employers, they were like, I mostly take like if I celebrate Pride. With us, the Pride Parade in Antwerp is in August, and during the summer. I, I, I really, it's really like that far away. I mostly ask free on those days because I want to go. I walked with them. I shake my ass and don't care. My last employee, he didn't want to give me free. He says you as gay, you already have rights enough. You can come work. Like I here it's mandatory if you ask your vacation up, you have 25 vacation days. So by the end of the year, you have to pick up all 25 of them. It's mandatory. That's why if you look at a lot of videos online, oh, Europeans are lazy. It's not. We have laws, we have worker laws to follow that probably in the US they don't have. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I believe you 100%, honestly. The United States has weaponized the term lazy to being like this whip to saying, get back to work, make more. Why aren't you doing enough to make me money? Make more, work harder. You don't want to be lazy, do you? More, more, more. Make me more money. You don't want to be lazy.
Like I'm gonna tell my American viewers, I work 7 days, 24 hours. I'm outside of all this, outside of VTubing, outside of podcast. I'm still working. I'm a voice actor full time. I work every day, every night, sometimes 24 hours. Meaning I have to take breaks sometimes at night and have some break days I need to take to get a break.
I think the perfectly healthy option. Now, this is just what I think. This isn't exactly on the topic of pride. This is just a little 2 cents I'm gonna throw in here. I think the perfect amount of balance is a 6-hour workday. That's what I think. I
Well,
think that is a perfect mix of perfectly productive while not being a slave to your own work. You know what I mean?
And totally I work the work I do, like talking in microphone recording, that's 36 hours a full work week. But I work with different studios. So if I'm in Belgium, I need to ask my mom, hey, drive me to Brussels, drive me to Antwerp, drive me to there, drive me to there, drive me to there. Sometimes I need to take a train to France and spend the night there for recording sessions the day after. It gets paid well. I mean, at the end, I have like, if I have a full month of work, I have like 3,000 in a month. So I'm not picky on that, but it's just like sometimes it goes too far, and employees and employers are like, you have to do that. I'm self-employed because being a voice actor, I don't know how it is in the US. In Europe, you're self-employed. You have your own business.
Which
That's
I believe
why
that's the way it should be. Bring back small business, gosh dang it.
I mean, they
why
could,
I'm-
but then the big businesses would lose
that's
money.
why I'm mostly
Yeah,
not.
what are we gonna do for the poor shareholders, Togu? Oh no.
That's why I now mostly do all the voice acting in my room. I have my PC where we stream this beautiful show with this beautiful decor with that I made. Hey, I need to pride myself too, right?
Yep.
And it gets done much more faster, but sometimes I need to be recording at night because the studio I work in is overseas, different hours, time zones. Time zones are really a bitch about it,
Yeah, time zones are a mess.
Yeah.
but I get work done. I mean, now I'm having lesser work, and I'm looking for a part-time job extra because I need the money.
I mean, for me, I can't really say much about like Canada with Pride because it's genuinely all over the place. But what I can say is that Pride is still a full month, and I've seen stores where they have like stickers where it's like, ah, yes, we accept trans and Pride just slapped on their front window year round.
Well,
And I don't know how many of those are like commercially incentivized or actually care, but in general, just like an all over
I
the
think
place.
that really depends depends because
No, I'm.
I'm calling you, but like the sentence you said, it's like that.
What?
No, I'm explaining. I'm explaining what trans means to a viewer
No,
of
no,
mine,
I need to-
and apparently uh, some of the text that I am that I'm
because it's hot here in
using
the
to
room.
explain, it's getting censored by Twitch.
Yeah, it can happen.
Yeah. Okay. But I'll post. I'll post this.
You're coming so close to me. Come on.
What do you mean? I'm not. I haven't moved at all.
Online masks are
can
easier
touch
than
your
the
ass.
ones we wear outside. Sometimes
Ah!
it's just safer in pixels.
I mean, yeah, it's like Floofy, Luna, and Ross are all on one side.
I'm gonna go down in between them here.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah,
He's
that's.
like he's like this far
Cool.
away from me. I just can do this on his
Yeah.
ass.
Uh,
But
I mean, yeah. Russ,
yes.
check your
Yes.
listen.
One moment. I'm sending some. I'm sending a small DM. Um, and
All right.
I'll be right back. Okay.
And
Uh,
nowhere else doesn't. What?
Okay. I'm back.
Well,
What
I
did I
suppose that
what
covers,
did I miss?
mostly personal
Yeah,
experiences with trans in your country.
Yeah.
In Ireland, she doesn't online mess. What's what? How is? I didn't understand. Sorry. So can you repeat?
Personal experiences with LGBTQ generally within your country.
Well, I kind of touched upon it. The whole referendum about trying to make marriage between a man and a woman thing officially, and not just a normal, basically to enforce it as being
Ads are the necessary evil.
as being
Subscribe
between a man
if
and
you
a
dare to
woman.
feed this vampire's
And I
eternal gaming
have a
thirst.
friend who is trans, but she doesn't show as being a female. She's well, she in real life she's basically just a man. And
Well, I don't look like this fanboy outfit in real life too, you know.
yeah, so basically you wouldn't be able to tell that that she's trans. There isn't really a movement uh, to go for trans rights over here. I've lived in the most progressive city in Romania called Cluj for a while, and in that regard, I've only seen one trans person in my entire life who was outwardly showing as trans, and it was just and she was just going down the street once, and
I live with
that was about 8 years ago. So I'm not
5
sure.
years.
I'm not sure if she was a foreigner. I just saw what you would call a clearly trans woman, if you catch my drift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I lived with one together 3 years ago, 5 years ago.
So the
Uh,
most
true.
you hear
Everything
about in
that's-
Romania about LGBT is about politicians calling each other gay. There is no real talk about trans people. It's like we don't really know about it besides whatever hectic news comes out of the U.S. regarding the trans movement. But maybe there is something to be said about how people would react if it did start spreading. So in the U.S. there was this whole conversation about trans people in bathrooms, right? in female bathrooms.
Yeah,
Uh,
I remember that.
Yeah, it's still going on.
Well, I work in a public place where about 90% of the people who I work with are female, and about 60 to 70% of
Lucky bastard.
all of them are married. Don't worry. And 60 to 70% of the foot traffic is female. So males are a rare breed where I am. In that regard, we do have a female and a male bathroom on every floor of the workplace. And
But that's by law.
yes, the problem is that when I went to my male bathroom to use it, because sometimes you have to go to the bathroom.
Twitch censors words
Uh,
like garlic words of my kind.
then-
Some truths just scare people more
Then
than
basically I
monsters
came out and there was a line of two girls waiting outside, and one of them slapped me. Like, why are you using the women's bathroom? I just pointed to the sign. Here it is. The women's bathroom is just 2 meters away. I don't know
Oh my
what's.
god.
Yeah, I was in the men's bathroom. Two women were waiting in front of the men's bathroom, and when I came out, one of them slapped me for being in the correct bathroom that she was trying to enter.
I know
Did
someone.
they apologize?
Probably.
So
I don't know. Did
I
they?
I'm going to assume that if the trans movement starts and there is going to be the whole bathroom
There's gonna
discussion,
be a lo- there's gonna
the
be a lot of fun.
females will get physical.
I've been-
That's all I'm
think
going
I've
to
been-
say. I was basically in the man's bathroom, coming out of the man's bathroom, and two females were just outraged that I was using my man's bathroom because they didn't see the clear man's sign. They didn't walk 2 meters away to use their women's bathroom. Not my problem, but I got slapped for it. So
Oh my god.
yeah, that happened last month to me. So yeah, that was fun.
I had been. I think so. I think not. Did they?
So if I would assume that if a trans person would use
Did they apologize to you?
I pointed to the sign and said, "Miss, this is the men's bathroom. You are waiting at the wrong bathroom. So please don't assault me for using my own rights to use the bathroom of that I was assigned to."
By birth.
Well, whatever. It's basically I told them, go to the correct bathroom, or at least don't make a scene if you want to use the men's bathroom. She huffed and went to the women's bathroom. She didn't apologize to
Okay,
me, and
That's a no.
yeah,
Oh, she did.
she didn't apologize. No, she just huffed and walked to the women's bathroom. So that's
I had to be in one time physical with someone.
well, that's
Uh,
my
well,
experience, and I would assume that if the whole trans bathroom issue started here, probably the women
It's
will.
gonna be a war.
The women.
It's just gonna be a civil war.
Let's just say that the women in Romania are not sissies. They will get physical. So that's my
have
2 cents in regard to Romania and LGBT and trans issues in particular. As I said,
You done?
I'm not trans. I'm just using my correct bathroom.
I tried to tell something 3 times now.
Okay, you're up.
I mean, Ross was talking, so.
Well, when he stopped, and he let
Sorry.
a pause, and then he started again.
Sorry.
I mean, I had to be physical one time,
Mhm.
and it was because I call that girl for me as my sister,
Mhm.
and a guy attacked her. Yes, it was a black. Well, it
An
was Middle
African-
Eastern one.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not racist. I'm like, you're gonna slap her, and I'm gonna knock you out too. It was like in a club. My sister and I did, when we lived together, we did fight MMA.
Mm-hmm.
So we trained MMA. He came up to her. He gave her just a push and a smack in her stomach. She knows if I had to get up, he's dead. He's dead. I stood up. He stands up. He kicks him in the face, and he flies like 2 meters away.
Why would someone push her and then stop her?
I mean, yeah, just because she was trans.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. Okay.
You could only see it on her if she didn't have makeup on. So I think because of the hotness in the room, because she's been through everything, through all the
Romania's got
operations, she
more
has
haunted
uh,
bathrooms than castles at this
cunt
point.
downstairs.
People fear what they don't
right?
understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wish it was just ghosts.
So, but you still see it on her chin.
There's
She
like
doesn't
stubble.
have makeup and all up. And I think because of the hotness inside her, so it became. He just stood up, punched her in the stomach, and threw her backwards. I pushed her backwards. Sorry. I'm getting up. She sees it. She gets up. She kicks him in the face. She was like, I'm not letting my brother get up for me. That guy was like, oh, why? He stood up again. I wasn't gonna get that, but he backed off enough from her to not that she couldn't reach. So he was like, oh, you sissy. I'm like, I came close. She comes, no, you're not gonna kill him. I mean, it happens, and it still happens here in Europe too. And that's the problem. The physical and the mental hate to trans people is a problem. I mean,
Well, given that story, I feel like it is the best time to actually say about the statistics of this kind of thing.
yes, statistics.
Because
Did you pull them up? Because I can't.
they're in the sheet.
Yes.
I wrote them all down. And since we're talking about the EU, I guess we'll start with the EU first. Now, of the different places I could actually look into this, the statistics within the EU were quite in depth about anything I could ever imagine. First, they listed the types of harassment, which are pretty self explanatory. There's the unsavory comments, the verbal harassment, the threatening behavior, physical abuse, and sexual abuse. And of them, most the most consistent was the verbal abuse, with the sexual abuse coming up second of. And
Trans people still
Wait.
get sexualized too. I mean,
yeah,
you see it on porn sites.
and generally it is not. It is quite bad. So, according to the statistics, 67% of male to female trans have experienced some sort of abuse, with 57% the other way around also having done some sort of abuse. And usually this abuse is within the physical sphere. So they get hit, they get threatened, they get generally sexualized, etc., etc. Not pretty. And then if you think, oh, we can just go to the police because
Can I tell something,
Sure.
Ross?
Yes.
I see your bot making really inappropriate comments.
Huh? Well, what's? Huh?
Like this one. Romania's got more haunted bathrooms than castles at this point. People fear what they don't understand, wish it was just a ghost.
I don't see the inappropriate comment in it, but I'll keep it in mind.
it's gonna be triggering.
Okay, I didn't realize it was an appropriate comment. I thought it
Well,
was.
especially at if we talk about already a very
I thought that it was
uh,
just people fear what they don't understand, wish it was just ghost. I think it was referring to say it was trying to say, wish people would just fear ghosts.
yeah, but also people don't have not enough have don't not need much but much to already start a fuss. Got more haunted bathrooms. That's already enough.
Oh man, I didn't realize it was.
I like the joke because we're still a joking program, right?
Yeah.
It's always at 7 on Saturday before you.
I didn't
But
realize
we
it
have
was
some
the
jokes in
triggering.
short, and we're still working on jokes. Like Flippy Ha,
If only people
Fluffy
listened
still
for
plays
whispers
his
in the shadows instead
Bananomics.
of just their own fears.
yeah, Flippy
Yay.
Banana,
And we're working on a different one in the works.
yeah, and it has to do actually with.
Yes.
Like,
Okay.
I still don't know how far Fluffy is with it.
How's the script work going?
How's the script going?
We never really got a concrete idea. It never went anywhere.
Alright, guess what's back in the works
That's
goes.
it, back in the work.
So, I guess we should continue our point.
The statistics. Sorry that I have
Yes,
to.
the statistics. No worries. And generally, the continuing on, the confidence in police actually helping with these kinds of issues is near zero.
That's expectable.
So, before, according to the statistics, it's actually closer to 1/3 is confident in the police helping, but the numbers do vary around a lot, with Greece having an 85% chance of the police just not helping you.
Yeah, but Greece is 50-50. Percent.
Not
No, listen. First of all, like I said, Greece is 50-50% really, what's it? How is that country called? Cyprus.
Yeah.
Like they
but-
have still Cyprus, and there's more.
Yeah,
I
but
think
it's,
isn't Greece more like the Muslim faith too?
no, Greece is a pure Orthodox faith. What you're referencing is Cyprus, which is a different country.
Cyprus
Not-
is 50-50.
yeah, but it's
That
a
I
different
know.
country.
No, it's part of Greece. Cyprus is part of Greece.
No. You're thinking about it's kind of like North and South Korea, Cyprus. Basically
Yeah.
the Greek part.
It's half from Greece and it's half from Turkey or
Uh,
Morocco, one of the two.
No. Basically, Cyprus is still independent from both Turkey and Greece. There is a part which is kind of like North Korea, Northern Cyprus, which is administered by Turkey. Kind of like
Yeah.
how, yeah, that's the whole difference. So the southern part, the internationally recognized Cyprus is separate from Greece. The northern part is part of Turkey.
I thought it still was like Greece and Turkey half and half.
Basically, the events that led to Turkey invading Cyprus was that Cyprus wanted to be annexed by Greece, but it didn't happen because of the invasion. So that's why it's still independent. From
Okay.
yeah, the more you know.
Yeah, well, it's not the more you know. It's just like
Yeah, no worries.
some things. It's not. It's like people will like we live in the EU. People outside the EU would think, "Oh, it's so difficult." We still think it's difficult,
Yeah,
and we more we don't care because we think politics are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Politics are pretty stupid, though.
Well, if you look at the elections in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
there is not much news about it because it's nobody cares.
Yeah.
Really, nobody
Yeah, now
cares.
that you mention it, not once have I ever tuned into the news station and found anything about European politics. Never once has that ever happened to me.
If the elections in the US are, even our news sites are like, Trump this, that one that, this one that, this one's gonna do that, this one wanna do that. We get your elections on our screens, and we are like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, basically, the way we see it in Romania is that our elections mean nothing because the people in Brussels, the EU, basically makes
That's
our law.
European Parliament in
Yeah,
Brussels.
yeah, pretty much.
But then it's still on laws for countries, and countries make their own laws.
Basically,
I know that.
the way we see it in Romania is that we can make our own laws. The EU will basically just override them.
Actually, here too, and I live on 30 minutes away from the European Parliament.
Yeah, it's a mess.
Watch out, Europe. Luna's coming to take over. Maybe. Hey, who would vote on me for being in the European Parliament?
Well, as long as
Yeah, why not? I would.
You can't vote.
you're in the US. As for, I don't know if I can vote for people from Belgium to be in politics.
No, you only can vote for your own country.
Yeah, so I would vote for you. It's just that I would need to have a Belgian citizenship. So that's
Well, immigrate to here. We have we with our new Arizona government, we have open borders again.
oh right.
We all will get you. Will let you come in with open arms, and behind your back, we all gonna be. He better go back to his country.
Yeah.
That's true. Sorry, I have to say it, Ross. I would never do that to you.
Yeah, I know. I
Yeah,
know.
but
It's just that
that's-
it's just how
that's-
people are.
That's the reality. That's just the
Yeah,
reality.
now that you mention it, people are really weird about the idea of someone not from there moving to where they are. People are really weird about it. They got this whole thing about it.
I don't
Why?
mind if Ross
I
wants to
don't
come
know.
here, moving to Belgium. I won't mind. I won't mind. Then I have a friend close to me. I
I
can
know.
bully in real life.
I know.
I mean, I can't vote in Belgium, but
I mean, I can move every time I
You
want.
only-
Any
only
time
come
I
to
want.
here when you need it. You only come to here when you need to.
yeah.
I can move anytime I
I'm
want.
sure.
It's just
But then look
basically.
at my agenda. I didn't ask for security, so you're not written up for it.
Well, I can't exactly look at your agenda, so
I can. I know I know all the security. If I need security, I know the security. I
Yep.
take. Because I have to
And-
do it myself. I have no manager or nothing.
Mhm.
yeah. So I think that'll wrap up the EU portion of this. So I guess we'll move on to the
USA.
USA. Sure.
This'll be good.
Fluffy, Fluffy,
What?
do you have the document open?
No, I don't.
Do I have the document open? Let me get that for you.
Okay then. I
Now,
guess we'll
now
move
he,
on.
now he, look at Luffy crawling closer to Ross. Ross, I hope you have something in your pants behind.
I think.
Yo, this is a Microsoft Word document. I can't open this.
Okay. I
Hey,
guess
yeah.
I'll go on.
Go to
Not
the.
even a link. There's a
Hold on.
OneDrive link.
Do you
Oh,
want?
that's not gonna work
Do you want me
anymore.
to take
Yeah,
over and?
I need OneDrive.
Do you want me to take over and read something about the next part, the Canada, I assume?
No, the US. The
U.S. Canada,
Yeah.
we all know. Oh, Canada, it's the land of the free, real free.
not exactly.
Come on, LGBTQ.
Okay.
Canada since June reported June 2022. I guess we'll just go into this.
Yeah.
Isn't exactly
Yeah.
that good.
I don't know. We don't.
59% reported some kind of assault before 15 years of age.
Oh boy.
What?
Good Lord,
Yeah.
have mercy.
Yeah, oh yeah, okay. Before 50, yeah, okay.
I don't.
That's-
55%
that's-
of trans people.
That's why I put this one only 18 plus and no children on YouTube. This video because I don't think like we can discuss that too. Like, what do you think about trans kids?
Uh, I mean, I live in Romania. Do
I
you
mean,
want,
to
do
me,
you want
it's
my
like
honest
if they're
opinion?
happy, they're happy.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. Who wants to go first?
I can go first if you know.
About
Sure,
trans
okay.
kids, what's your thought about that?
Well, the way I think about it is, they're not me, so why should I care? Live your life, brother, man. I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, but I mean underneath the age of 16.
So they're not me. I don't care. Do what you want.
Ross, what do you think?
Well, I'm going to burst some bubbles here and say that I'm probably the most conservative over here because that's how I live in Romania. Basically, the way I see it is that I would try to avoid any life-altering
I tried running for
procedures
office once. Turns out
until 18.
centuries-old vampires aren't
In my
exactly popular at
opinion,
town halls.
that's going to probably get me cancelled at this point. Is that? Yeah.
Yeah, you tell your opinion. Don't worry. We don't. First of all, like I said, we don't want to. Like what's in the warning too. This can be triggering. We don't want to.
Censor people.
We don't. Yeah, we don't want to censor people on their meanings.
Mm-hmm.
Not even podcast host. So that's why I'm saying we don't condone if you're gonna attack him.
Yeah.
If you're
That-
attacking and we know you're watching us and we get to know who it is, we're gonna ban.
Yeah.
Because
Well-
we're just doing a talk show.
Yeah. And it's my
That
opinion
and I'm pretty
regarding.
sure any opinion here is gonna can get you canceled from some group.
But not only that, there are what Russ is gonna say, and I know where he's coming from. It's not only an opinion; it's also by law. Some things people can't do.
So I'm going to say this. It's not going to. The question is, what's my opinion on trans kids?
Yeah.
Basically under 18. In my opinion,
Under 16.
it doesn't really change whether it's 16 or 18, so I'll just answer for
Yeah.
both. In my opinion, I would try to avoid life-altering surgeries for those type of people. If you want to, if you make an argument for whether or not the psychiatry of the child will improve after transitioning, I would say, okay, go for it if you want them to go mentally transition, but not physically until they are 18. That's my opinion on it. If you try to push people under 18 into surgery that could have life-threatening consequences on, in my opinion, what is basically an undecided issue whether or not it's going to have any lasting effects for the future. I'm against it.
I got also a new rule to implement. If you're done, just say I'm done because
Okay.
we're waiting.
Yes, I'm done now.
You sure?
For me, it's always like, for me, it's like if they're happy, they're happy. I don't really have a care for it. The only thing I will say is I do hope they're like, because I know with the hormones you can transition and then detransition. So hormones shouldn't be that big of an issue. I just think like bottom surgery and top surgery or plastic surgery should at least wait until 18. Everything else, like if they're happy, they're happy. It doesn't really matter.
Okay, now my opinion and by law here, I'm gonna say it's Belgian law. Trans kids don't exist. Not at all. You have trans teens, and then we talk about 16 to 18. Fully sexually developed. That's what we know. Like, if you're gonna go throwing kids 12, 11, and be like, oh yeah, you're gonna be a girl later, or you're gonna be a boy later. You can't do that. That's doctrinating. Kid has to find himself out on that. He sees it on TV. He wants to dress as a girl. It's nothing to do with gender dysphoria. Nothing. If they're 16 and they're like, oh, I want to dress like a girl, I want to be a girl, then you can talk about trans teenagers. Then you can talk about it, but then still you can be fully. Would I suggest going to give them T blockers and testosterone blockers? That's why you go to first to shrink for a year here. You don't get them directly. You first need a year of talk with psychiater, and then when you turn 17, he says, okay, you're gonna go through with it. And then still it's 18. You need to be 18 to get the full surgery.
Living for centuries teaches you.
I know it's something
Medicine
that people
changes
gonna
fast, but
cancel me
people's
for.
fears
Oh, trans
change
kids do
slow.
exist. Trans kids do
Still
exist.
waiting on those
Exist.
eternal
Just know from the
to
point
actually
I come from, it's not my opinion. First of all, it's a bit of my opinion,
It's
but
the
it
states.
mostly it's European law. We don't recognize kids as kids under the age of 16 who says they want to be dressed like a woman or become a woman later. We don't classify them. Oh, they are trans kids. That doesn't exist, and that's a European law, and that's what Ross tries to tell too. But that's just law.
In my opinion, it's more like an upbringing. I will.
As are the modern bloodsuckers. Feed Ross,
Okay.
so he can keep
In
haunting
my
us
opinion,
nightly.
it's basically like I'm going to say whatever I think, regardless of whether
I'm not-
or not
I'm
it's
not- I'm not
illegal.
trying- I'm not trying to throw you under the bus, Ross.
No, no.
Okay,
I'm basically just trying to say that I'm not even if what I say is considered illegal under the state I'm in, I'm just going to say it as it is, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like in whole of Europe, trans children under the age of 16 don't exist. Is it hard to? I think they have something and they are correct about that. I will never deny trans care to anyone who needs it.
Mhm.
But if you're gonna talk to me and say your kid is 12, oh, that he wants to be a woman, he's transgender, fuck off. That's not true, first of all. You don't know it. It's because he's still young. He's not sexually developed yet.
Mhm.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He sees something from TV. I want to become that, daddy. Okay. But that's something else. Sorry, I rent.
No worries.
But I think that's my opinion. But that's also, if you look at the European law, that's also we don't give kids under the age of 16 puberty blockers or anything.
Hmm.
Okay. Should we move on to the next part? I have a question
Yes.
regarding the statistics. You say that 59% report assault, physical or sexual, before 15 years old.
Yes.
I think that's in the USA and Canada,
In-
right?
In Canada.
That's Canada.
Oh, that's Canada.
I can. So, are we talking about reporting assault from trans kids, or are we talking about kids
No,
in
they
general?
trans kids getting assaulted.
Okay.
Not they assaulting someone else.
No,
that
no,
that
no,
would
no,
be
no.
awful.
I'm talking
We're gonna
about
have
whether
it on
I was
over-
asking if I was asking.
trans kids attacking.
No, no. I was asking if the people who are getting assaulted are all trans kids or kids in general.
I think
The thing was, so basically the poll was split between trans kids and cis
Yeah,
and cisgender,
yeah.
and the number of trans kids was 59%, and the number of cisgender was 37%.
How?
still a lot.
That's still a lot. I mean, I live in a country
Yeah.
which is
what age? Sorry, I
Huh. Under the age of 15.
uh under the age of 15. What? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
It
lot.
reports physical or sexual. So
Is it
Physical or
just
sexual?
getting
So we,
getting punched at school? Does that count?
no, no, we're not. We're more talking physical and sexual. We're more talking about
physical or
Or
they get sexual abused.
we don't.
it's physical or sexual, Luna.
Do we have a statistic for physical and sexual, or is it just
Yeah.
either or?
I
It's
think
either or.
yeah, I mean,
Because I think that'd be a very interesting statistic to show
Yeah.
both. That I think it would really put into
I mean, if
perspective.
you want to push perspective, 58% was sexually, 55% physically
That's
of the 59.
that's
Is-
pretty.
is- isn't sexually also physically? Because
No, it's physical or sexual for the
Centuries
59%.
pass and still too many shadows where
And
kids
these are
die.
only the people that reported it.
Humanity's monsters rarely look like me.
Well,
So I
considering
I
it was
fully
the third-
expect the number is higher.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to even consider this number because in my country, in Romania, I'm not going to say that we are any more progressive than Canada, but I'm
Oh,
curious, how do people get assaulted that much?
I don't know. I don't come out of my house.
Yeah, I'm not too sure either.
Because for
I
me,
assume it's another one of those things where it's the difference between urban environments and rural environments.
I think also it's gonna be
It's also
Well,
probably
we-
because this was taken in 2022, back during the biggest period of like when people were most divided on this issue.
also
So
probably
it's like,
it can be lesser or more today.
yeah, so I mean, today, according to reports today, it's much less. I think somewhere around 40%.
that's why I
I don't
asked
know. I
Yeah.
if
didn't memorize it.
that's why
To be
I
honest,
asked,
I don't know how this. I think it's also depending on how you be raised at home that this happened, but also between religions and ethnicity.
Yeah. So being a melting pot, it's gonna have a lot of things.
Mhm.
And
We have more statistics to go through.
so, and differentiating in the place of assault, even. So, in person, 69%, nice, of the assaults were in person. They were like right to your face. And 42% were at work or online in general.
Yeah, like we some like yeah, like content creators sometimes get.
Yeah.
Like
But also being on, like, let's just say in Discord and voice chats and games, even there.
So
yeah,
does that
but that's just the difference because in games you can't expect it to happen in game lobbies.
Yeah.
That people are gonna be toxic or it's not working or it's fucking your fault. That are
Mhm.
game lobbies. That's why they even go in game lobbies for that. I mean, that's typically on a game lobby. But yeah,
it's
I'm not talking nothing good. Just so you guys at home know. It's just like if you ever been in a game lobby, how toxic it is, like Call of Duty, especially Call of Duty lobbies, because Microsoft now has punishment things in Call of Duty if you
Yeah.
use hateful speech.
Yeah.
That's why they
And-
come over to Discord.
And I guess we'll be moving on to the US.
oh boy.
Yes,
So,
Flippy.
Yay.
Oh, he can't open it. Can
did you open the document?
It's a Word document. I don't have Word. I can't open it.
I can
go
go
to-
on
When you
it.
go to OneDrive?
he? Yeah, it's in OneDrive.
I can fill in if he wants. So
Let's see what we got here. OneDrive.
From the podcast.
So I guess you're working on that.
I think.
Yeah.
We're working.
All right.
Excuse me.
Okay.
So, how is your day going?
I mean, if you want,
Other
I
than
can
that, other than that,
I can try and go over
Jungu,
some
how's
of
your
it.
day? Jungu, how's your day being?
It's been fucky.
I went on a date with my girlfriend.
That's good. Where you going? Where did you go?
In the city, basically, just going on a date first to a restaurant that she wanted to try out. She saw an ad for it on Facebook.
Mhm.
It was good.
I
And
slept.
and after that, we went to see a movie at a local movie festival in the city. We saw a Swedish movie
Nice.
about the woman who traversed the channel between Sweden and Denmark. Basically, kind of like a dramatized biography.
Yeah,
Um,
I slept. I slept the whole day. I mean, like, I've been up from. I've been mostly up till 5. Excuse me. Crawl my bed in. Start sleeping. I'm up at 12. And then I don't want to get out of my bed in the weekend. But I have to because work.
mhm.
Luffy, you got it?
I almost have it, but the thing is like I don't know how to describe it. I almost got it though. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I think we got it. USA June 2022
Yes.
Yeah.
from pewresearch.org.
Yep.
The statistics are, let me give you the statistics. 10% of people want to shut down trans people, 25% abstained, and 64% help.
Yeah, so that was a verbal response, as in they said
Yeah.
they would.
Oh, I see. So it's like a verbal assessment. All right, I got you.
Yay, nay, or didn't say anything.
Reality is very much different.
Speaking of reality, we have the statistics on that. Let me go ahead and share it for you now. 38% say sex can be different from birth, while 60%. Wait, did I say 60% the first time?
I think I have heard
64.
64.
I meant to say. Okay, let me take that section again, if you please. 38% say sex can be different from birth. Meanwhile, 60% say. What does this say? I'm trying to read your sentencing going on. Your syntax needs some work. 60% say sex has to be same as birth.
He just copied from the sites that are with it.
No, because the sites only had graphs. I had to paraphrase.
Now, how about some laws? Views on laws, right? Now, this I personally, I'm gonna find this very interesting because I think different generations were raised in different ways. So let's see how that pans out. Views on laws: 38% of adults too far. I don't know
Yeah,
what that
so
means. It just says too far.
the laws
38%
have gone.
too far.
Too far basically means the laws have gone too far, as in there are way more laws than necessary for trans people, as in they should not have rights.
Okay, I see what
rights
you
or
mean now.
regulations.
Rights or
Yeah.
regulations. Okay, so rights. So rights for trans people is what the statistics talking about.
Yeah.
Alright,
Also, it's they want it highly regulated, but the people also to have no rights.
Yeah, sort
So
of.
from adults 18 to 29, 31% believe it's been taken too far, while 47% think it hasn't been far enough.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
On the 18 to 29, I
Well,
was
in
hoping.
general, given you're 18 to 29.
I was hoping that that would be the most supportive group, but only to find out it's the least supportive group.
Mm,
Unless I'm reading this statistic incorrectly.
What did you expect?
I expected the exact opposite. I was expecting old people to be the least accepting and young people to be the most accepting.
I'm going to say
I mean,
this.
that is the trend. You just didn't read down far enough.
Read down, I'm looking at it right now. 47% of adults 18 to 29 don't think it's far enough.
Yeah, that means that they want more laws for trans people.
Oh, okay, so it's laws helping trans people, not laws
Yes,
against
so
trans
not far enough is helping trans people. Too far is they want to stop laws from helping trans people.
You got it?
Got it?
people. I think so.
Perfect. Alright.
Would it have been so far just to word it properly, guys? I mean, you're killing me right now. Good grief. This is like the third time I've had to have it explained to me.
This took me 3 hours and I was paraphrasing while tired. Give me a break.
Your break has been given. Okay, let's proceed. Adults 30 to 49 say 37% of that category has taken it too far. 39% think it hasn't gone far enough.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
I'm noticing it starts to get less progressive as people get older, which is exactly what I expected. Speaking of which, adults 50 to 64. 41% say laws have gone too far, while only 31% think it's not far enough.
It's what it is now for the moment, for what we can see.
So now we're officially at the point where more people are not supportive of trans people than are supportive.
Yeah.
For the first time in this graph, we're seeing that trend, and it happens around the 50 to 64 mark, and I think that's very fascinating.
I mean, considering most of the politicians are 65 plus,
Or
it's not
78
exactly surprising. Cough the moldy orange cough.
Yes, exactly. 65, speaking of 65 and older individuals, let's talk about 65 and older. 65 and older, 42% of those people think the laws have gone too far, while only 30% think it's not gone far enough.
Isn't that the whole Senate?
It might, it might as well be, honestly.
I mean, look at it.
I mean, at this point, we're basically only talking about Fox News grandpas. You know what I'm saying? They basically only watch right-leaning news. It's not surprised. I'm not surprised in the least to see that older ages have become radicalized almost unanimously against this cause or another.
Yeah,
It doesn't surprise me, unfortunately.
I have
Also, you would not believe how many political articles I had to dig through to find these numbers.
a lot. I have seen it.
It was so many.
All the links from the things you sent me and put in there are on there. I know.
Yeah.
Someone has to
Anyway,
correct.
Continue, Fluffy, I guess.
Oh, there was more? Well, crap, I have to reopen it now. I thought that was it. Okay, okay, we're gonna reopen it.
We can't
Back in
leave,
No,
action.
there is a whole other section.
we can't leave it by here because we're already 1 hour and a half busy. We're over time.
I got it, hang on. I got it. Crap, hang on.
Yeah, just let's finish.
You got it?
Okay, I can't scroll now.
Oh my god.
Alright, I'll
You
just
want-
finish up and then end. So for Republicans or leaning Republicans, they are 66% too far.
Good
10% not far enough. 10%. And might I remind you, Republican is the current party in charge.
It's yeah.
The Democrats,
crazy.
on the other hand, or leaning Democrats, have 15% too far and 59% not far enough. So there's quite a clear divide
So see that
Absolutely.
between the two parties.
So too far means not laws enough to stop it, right?
Too far means there are too many laws about trans people, and they should basically have laws removed, where trans people get less rights, less accessibility, etc., etc., etc.
So you see, America liberal isn't always better,
Hmm.
right?
And I guess we'll move on to discrimination.
Yay.
So, discrimination against trans people. 49% say there is a lot of discrimination, with 29% saying some discrimination. 77% in total.
Yeah, that's still a lot.
And that is specifically against transgender people.
Drafting teams or dodging
In
fate, either way,
general,
someone always ends up with the
64%
wild
of
card.
women feel like they've been discriminated against, with 34% against men. Again, these are in general. I couldn't find statistics about transgender specifically. So, in general, just will have to do. And 63% of Republicans say there's trans discrimination, while 91% says Democrats. However, 26% of Republicans say there's a lot, while 70% of Democrats say there's a lot. So a vast majority of Republicans believe there is a small amount of discrimination, but never enough to act on it.
It's more than enough to act on it. I mean,
Yeah,
Look
but
at-
like they assume the discrimination is limited to like dirty looks, and that's it.
yeah, but that's always with them. Look, oh yeah, if we let people immigrate, oh the illegal immigrants breaking the law, they can do it. But I mean,
And I'm not going to try and do Asia because, first of all the research was from 2018.
I didn't find any.
Yeah,
research.
and the rest of it is not looking good.
So in the end, if
So
you
I
go
guess we're skipping
go-
over Asia.
Yeah, I was about to say, being trans in Asia, I mean, you might as well just be buying a ticket to the gulag at that point, man. I don't know.
I mean, aren't
mean, if you
Thailand,
want an
Thailand? Isn't Thailand?
Thailand, Thailand is the land of the ladyboys.
So what's
Aye.
stopping the people, at least the male to female?
Well, to be honest, there they are like against fully transitioning, like the sex change, but not against ladyboys, and ladyboys falls under transgenderism.
Yeah.
Transdysphoria in Asia.
So yeah, that's why I'm
If you
asking.
want a quick statistic just to know how bad it is, a reported 0.5% of the population is trans.
Yeah.
Compared
Yeah.
relatively to the 3% worldwide.
Also, isn't it relatively that some families, one guy needs to be raised like that? Or
I mean,
else?
speaking traditionally, no. You always want males in the family because they're considered like the head of the family or whatever it's called.
I mean, not whole Asia, Thailand and stuff.
I don't know then. I'm just
I don't-
speaking Chinese traditions.
I know in China, a Chinese tradition is you want a male, not a girl.
Yeah.
Now the last couple of years, if you have a girl, you can try again. But
Yeah.
that's it. Only 2 kids.
Yeah.
I think that
They're
law
trying to
has
solve
been
the
lifted.
population.
Girl.
I think that law has been lifted recently, like 2020. It was at first.
No.
I think at first it was one child policy. Then
One child.
then in around 2010 they lifted it to two child policy, and now I think
No,
recently.
They lifted it to if your first is a girl, you can try again. If your first is a boy, that's it.
Okay.
I think it was lifted
So-
recently, 2020, 2021, during the pandemic.
Alright, so just some research. 2015 was the end of the one child policy, it turned into the two-child policy in 2016. Then in 2021, it got changed to three-child policy.
Yeah,
Three-child
And-
policy. Just have families at that point. Gosh dang.
And in the exact same year, they just decided to remove the restriction.
Yeah, that's what I
entirely.
said. That's why I said that in 2020 or 2021 they got rid of it. That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say, if I was some rich sucker, the thing I would want more than all is for the peasants to continue breeding so I can have more slaves in the future. You know what I'm saying? I think rich people, you want that. You want people to be making children, gosh dang it. So what
Yeah.
were they cooking with
And
that policy? I don't get
I,
it.
You would even
I'm not going to get
resources.
into living conditions in China
Fluky even would
because
participate,
What?
right? You would even participate in that group orgy, right?
And the what?
All these resources
I'm
talk,
no.
yet
just-
not one drop of blood in sight. Priorities, people.
I'm not going to get into China because I have a lot of choice words for them,
yeah.
specifically their leadership.
To be
not the
honest,
people, but-
I don't know enough about China politics because they come out to it that not much. There's not coming much out of it.
Yeah, I have a lot of choice words for people in charge.
Yeah, but
I-
the problem is,
You don't want
We
to.
only
You don't
need-
want to.
if-
Sorry.
if the world
You don't
cares
want to.
about Chinese politics, it's the West that tells you what Chinese politics is. There's nothing coming from over China that says, "Hey, this is our politics." They don't do
First person experience speaks very differently. I will just leave it
Yeah.
at that.
All I'm going to
No,
say is that
and-
I'm never going to trust a communist.
We don't see it here. You know, 90% of China itself is glad to be a CCP member. A lot are.
Just because they say that doesn't necessarily
So-
mean they mean that.
So let me tell you a story about how CCP membership works, or at least Romanian Communist Party membership worked.
That's not the same.
Let me tell you. You'll understand why the numbers are so inflated in China. Basically, during the 50s, when we first transitioned to communism, only the Communist Party intelligentsia basically had membership, and they will flaunt their passports, we would call them, wherever
Yeah.
they could. Basically, if somebody decided to cancel you, like send you to the gulag, all they had to say was, here's my passport, now get that non grata to the gulag.
Yeah, okay. That's
And they couldn't do that for another member of the party. So if you
that's bribing.
no. If person A said arrest person B, person B could say could either say, okay, I don't have any rights, or they could flash their other passport if they had it, and then it would come down to a trial,
Okay.
at least prolonging the process. So what did the people do? 90% of them got the passport, the CCP passport.
Well, that's bribing. That's what I mean.
No, it's basically working within the system. It's not bribing. It's just.
I mean, if you want, I have a much more
If I
personal
give-
reason I hate the
I'm
leadership.
My passport,
No,
and
it's
you're gonna put someone in the gulag for me because I
Oh,
gave you.
hold
no.
Hold it.
No, the
Hold
passport.
it.
The passport is basically I have a passport. I can decide who goes to the gulag. If the other person who I accuse of doing whatever has another passport, they can stop that process or slow it down. That's the whole point. The passport is basically saying I'm a member of the Communist Party. That's all it says. So that's why
Okay.
people would get the membership. just to prolong the suffering.
That's just fucked up. But like
Yeah,
I said,
Yeah.
and that's why
going out.
Chinese people. That's the exact reason why Chinese people are in the party to
I
for the
also
exact same
even
reason.
have a much more personal reason to hating them. So,
I don't know
I
a lot about the politics over there, so I'm not gonna be good.
yeah, but a
I only
lot of
I
times I
see.
have to go there for a job.
Yeah, but you're a security guard.
Yeah, but the issue is every time I go there, it's the same fucking song and dance.
Yeah, you have a gun.
Every time I go there, they arrest me, they try to take my shit, I tell them no, I fuck off to do the job, and then when I get back there, they try the same shit again, and then I leave. It's always the same
That,
fucking song and dance.
yeah, but you carry a gun.
I don't. 90% of the time when I go there, it's like, here's the gun you've been issued. And it's like,
Yeah.
thanks, I guess. It's a fucking shitty gun that I would never consider using because it backfires half the time
Well, I know you have a gun license here
and
in
it
Belgium.
breaks. Yeah, I know, but it still doesn't fucking extend to China. They're like, no, your
Uh,
international license. Your international license
that's
that you
not
got to.
yours. It's only
Hmm?
licensed per country.
Yeah, but like, there's a fucking thing called an international license. It's like a bunch
Yeah,
of
but
shit. It
that's
is
just
so hard to get.
that's the
It is not fucking
gun
easy.
on the plane.
Hmm?
If you got an international license for a gun, that's just so you can carry your gun on the plane. That has
No,
nothing to
not
do with
that.
the country.
Not that international license.
That
Okay,
internet.
so
There is only one international license that
not exactly.
that I have, and that's only for shops, for stores.
Yes, yes. However,
Security guards can't have them because
yes.
you need.
However, that is an entirely separate issue than what I'm talking about now. Because that international license I know of, it lets you carry guns around on planes in order to transport them around the world in
Yeah,
order to sell them at shops. I
but
know that.
then you still need to have a license in that country.
Yes, but the issue is it is not the same license I'm talking about.
No, I mean
The license I'm
license.
talking.
What we talking about, like the shop license, is international. I can carry
Yeah,
my
but
guns just on the
yeah, but I'm
plane.
not talking
without-
about the shop license.
What?
I'm not talking about the shop license.
No, I mean with that license, you can go on the plane and use your gun in
Ads are
another
the
country.
modern blood sacrifice.
Yeah,
That
I
Subscribe
know
license.
that,
if you want to
but that
keep
No,
also
Ross
requires you
alive
to
in
get
this
the
digital
license from
crypt.
that specific country.
no, no,
No?
no. That
Hmm.
license I have, U.S. security card can get.
Okay. Well, either way, there's a reason why I don't have it.
Sorry if I
But
was a bit quiet. Basically, I had to deal with something IRL. I don't know if
Yeah,
you.
no worries.
uh,
But
that's
the
not
one
the
I have,
one you have is the international one you have is for on planes and just in the airports. Then you have your your license in your name in those countries.
Oh, can we move on?
that's what
I
I'm
gotta go to
trying
the
to.
bathroom. Good grief.
I mean, you can just go. You don't need to be here.
But yeah, we're gonna finalize it so Spooky can go to
I'll
the back.
explain to you after the show, I guess. But
Yeah,
yeah, so it's the same old song and dance, and I generally just don't like Chinese leadership. So,
but we're gonna
with
end
that
it here because
discussion out of the way,
we're almost really out of time at
yeah.
Yes.
1 hour and 40 minutes, 2 hours. Our future needs to go.
Yes.
See?
Yes. So, given how
Yeah.
everyone is dying and shit's going down, I suppose we shall end this here.
Watch
If you have
this
questions, you can ask them in the forum. And
I will put the form underneath the video on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for
and
coming,
that'll be all.
Chungu. Floopy,
Have a good one.
thank you for coming.
Yay. Yay.
Ross, see you next
Yes.
week.
Thank you.
Actually, we're gonna have it over something fully else, and we're gonna bring back comedy. We're still looking and we're still writing our own jokes, and I'm trying to get one thing go out.
We could do the wheelless wheelchair skit if we don't get the bar skit done in time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking that too. Also, I want to introduce another thing in the show called "We Write Each Other's Jokes."
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh
Of course,
boy.
yeah, of course, we're gonna have rules about that because I don't want an SNL recreation that someone writes fucking racist jokes for the other
Oh boy.
Yeah.
and get cancelled. Anyway,
Well,
thank
we'll
you for
see you in
watching
the
us.
future.
We're gonna be out as soon as we can, and we see you next Saturday.
Bye bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
And we're out.
All right.
Yes. Bye bye.
Guys, I'm gonna lay. I'm.
Ah. Okay, one, two, three. Where's Panda? Four. Nothing. Okay. Marvelous. Hello, Ross.